will. And this is the part of the nervous system that controls the things you don't have to think about normally. So blood pressure and digestion and muscle tone and so forth, they are at a certain level automatically. These functions are managed for you. And they have two branches, your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system. And this is kind of like a seesaw. Whenever one goes up, the other side goes down. Same as when you're driving a car, you can't speed up and slow down at the same time. You have to pick one. And this is hardwired into your nervous system that they're going to alternate. This is your resource allocation system. And the sympathetic is going to allocate resources to defend you. This is called the fight-flight system. And it's your alarm system. If you're standing in the street and a car comes rushing up, or if you're in the woods somewhere and a bear comes running up you, then you're in an alarm state. Your body is going to mobilize resources. It's going to increase heart rate. It's going to increase blood pressure to pump more blood. It's going to increase muscle tone to get you ready to get out of there as quickly as possible. It's also going to increase stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to raise blood sugar and mobilize energy. And everything about the sympathetic nervous system is about focusing outwards, that if there's a threat out there, you have to defend yourself against that threat first so you can survive before anything on the inside makes sense. An interesting thing to know is that anytime that you breathe in, your heart speeds up. And the only time the heart speeds up is when there is sympathetic activation. Therefore, your breathing is tied to the balance of your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system. So we're going to talk about how this fits in with the different breathing patterns. And the parasympathetic obviously is the opposite. It's known as the feed-breathe or rest-digest system. It does the opposite. It lowers blood pressure, lowers heart rate, lowers stress hormones. And it's involved with inside functions like digestion and immune system and reproduction and sex. Now, of course, this is about directing resources inward. So you can pretty much, if you understand how this balance works, then you can allocate resources inside to heal, or you can allocate resources outside, against the outside, to defend yourself, but you can't do more of both at the same time. The seesaw principle is going to make the nervous system pick one or the other. And of course, when you breathe out, now your heart rate is going to go down. And this makes a lot of sense because the body is smart. When you breathe in, there's more air in the lungs, more oxygen to be absorbed, and therefore it makes sense to speed up the heart and send more blood there to pick up the oxygen when there's more of it there. And then when we breathe out, we don't want to waste our energy, waste our resources, so the heart slows down. And this is called heart rate variability. I've talked